Hello everyone, and today I'm going to do a tutorial on the Filmic Pro and how to use it. As you can see, this is the interface of new Filmic Pro. And before I get into the details of how to use Filmic Pro, let's go to the settings and look at how it works. Okay, as you can see, the settings options is here. Let's go to the resolution. And you can see that Filmic Pro offers you to shoot videos on 720 resolution to 4K resolution, and also you can toggle with the quality. There's economic, standard, Filmic Pro quality, and Filmic Pro Extreme for your necessity. You can also change the video codec, and as you can see, there are a lot of ratio presets for you to use. You can choose whichever you may like and find convenient for your video. Now let's move to frame rate. As you can see, Filmic Pro allows you to capture cinematic video at 24 fps, and you can go up and all the way to 240 fps. And also you can change the playback fps according to your need, and also you can change the shutter speed if you want it to play on auto shutter or 50 Hz speed or 60 Hz. You can change it in the settings. And also you can go to preset option and see your saved preset or save the current preset that you're having. And you can go to CMS, which also stands for Content Management System, and under this tablet you can see your contents, but I don't have any contents so far, so this page is blank for me. And also friends, you can toggle and tweak with other settings such as the audio or the device. If you want to, you can unlock the GPS tagging, preview active. You can check and uncheck those. And also bottom right, the camera icon, if you tap that, it's gonna open your front camera or shift your front camera, so do that also. Okay, I hope that gave you some idea about the settings. Now let's move on to other portions of the tutorial. Okay, as you can see, this is the interface of the new Filmic Pro, and at bottom of the screen you can see your preset that mine is 24 fps and 1080p, also the timeline, and on the right you see the battery percentage, and under it, that red circle that indicates your storage system. As you can see, I don't have a lot of storage left in my phone. Okay, now the fun part begins, where we can be creative. As you can see on the screen, there are two pointers here. One is circular, the other one is rectangular. What the circular pointer does is that it changes exposure. Wherever I put the pointer, it will change the exposure accordingly. And the function of the rectangular pointer is that it changes focus. Currently it's focusing on the screen, but see, if I move it on the bottle, see, it shifted its focus onto the bottle. Also on the right side on the screen you can see there's a zoom rocker, which you can use to zoom into your subject. There is also quality loss indicator in Filmic Pro. As you can see, the more I'm zooming in, the light is turning red from green. Red means that I'm losing quality, while green means that I'm still having some quality while zooming in. So we should keep that in mind while zooming, and also focus on the color so we may get the best result. Tapping onto the pointers will allow them to lock on. If I tap on the exposure point, it will lock the exposure, and if I tap on the focus point, it will lock the focus of my shot. Tapping again on the pointers will unlock them, and if you point this button on the bottom left here, it's gonna drag up the manual arc sliders for both focus and exposure. The left arc slider will allow you to manually change the exposure, while the right arc slider will allow you to change the focus and use them the way you see fit for your shot. On the left arc slider, the bottom number represents shutter speed, while the upper number showcases ISO, and you can tap on any of them to lock them. And move the arc slider up and down as you see fit to change the variables of its counterpart, and you can do vice versa. And on the very left you can see that little bar, which you can use to change the ISO of pulse speed. and swipe left to remove the arc slider. And for the right arc slider, you can toggle between focus and zoom, and you can actually focus with this arc slider very smoothly. Tap on the bottom of screen to change the color temperature as you see fit. By default, it's on auto white balance. However, tapping on the AWB will change it and the auto white balance will be locked. It will stop the color from fluctuating. Further on, tapping on AWB, it will turn to orange and it will lock the auto white balance when you press record. If you're still not satisfied or found your perfect color profile, you can manually change it, by dragging the pointer all over the place and keep searching and looking for the perfect color profile that matches with your shot. There are also some predefined presets for you to choose from at the bottom of the screen. As you can see, there's preset for the daylight, for cloudy day, tungsten. Choose any you may like. Or make your very own preset by dragging the pointer and press on A to apply preset or save your current values to preset. Once you have set everything or done with everything from choosing the right focus, exposure and color profile, you can tap on the right circular button to start your shot. As you can see, it has started recording, and you can tap on the red button again to stop shooting. And now press on the preview button right after the play button and preview your shots. From here you can choose to view them or to drag them up and down, or simply choose to delete them. Filmic Pro has a unique feature called Live Analytics, which allows you to choose the right exposure and which helps you to focus better on your subject by using them. You can tap on the A icon on the bottom left to come up with Live Analytics mode. It comes with 4 overlays. You can choose the first overlay or the zebra stripe, which will desaturate your image, and it will show you the overexposed and the underexposed areas of your subject. If the stripe is red, like on the background, it means the subject is overexposed, and if the stripe is blue, it means the subject is underexposed. See here, at the bottom of my laptop, it's blue. That means it's underexposed. You can then move the exposure point to get better exposure. See, I'm going to move my point here, and it's gonna turn up the exposure, and the underexposure of my shot will reduce. Then tap on the second overlay, and it will show the data loss of your shot due to overexposure or underexposure. If it's red, then it means the subject is overexposed and it's losing data. And if it's blue, then it means it's losing data due to underexposure. And for a complete exposure profile, click on the third overlay. It shows you the exposure correctly. Green means the exposure is perfect, red means it's overexposed, while blue means it's underexposed. You can drag up the manual exposure bar to fix your exposure. Like this, or where it's overexposed, you can decrease the exposure, decrease the ISO to get the perfect exposure. Lastly, tap on the last overlay to get a better understanding of focus. Green indicates the focus is perfect, while blue indicates that the subject is not focused properly. Tap on the A icon again to remove the Live Analytics function. Okay, that was all from me in this basic Filmic Pro video. I'll come up with more unique ways and ideas on how to use Filmic Pro to get the perfect cinematic shot. Till then, my friends, stay well and safe. Goodbye.